ਦੋਸਤੋ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਅਗਲੇ ਸਾਲ ਅਲਬਰਟਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਚੋਣਾਂ ਹੋਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ 2019 ਦੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਵੀਂ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਵੀ ਸੀ ਪਰ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਪੂਰੇ ਜ਼ੋਰਾਂ ਸ਼ੋਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਅਲਬਰਟਾ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਹੋਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਆ।
I think that our party has a tremendous amount of work to do across the province, and if where I live in McClung, if that comes available, I would probably run there. But the fact is, we need to go across the province. We need to work incredibly hard all over Alberta, rural and urban, to make sure the Alberta Party is front and center, and that's a leader's job right now. We've got some great people in the house with Karen, Greg, and Rick, so we know they can do a wonderful job. And I'm a progressive person, so progressive conservative. But I'm the progressive. They left me, and now I found an incredible home with an amazing group of people who care passionately about not just fiscal responsibility, but people and building a great province, and about making sure everybody's included in Alberta's future.
PC party ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਉਹਦੀ UCP ਬਣ ਗਈ ਆ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ NDP UCP ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਲਿਬਰਲ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਉਹਦਾ ਜ਼ੋਰ ਕਾਫੀ ਘਟਦਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੇ ਅਲਬਰਟਾ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਪੂਰੇ ਜ਼ੋਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਤਿਆਰੀਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ। ਆਓ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਅਲਬਰਟਾ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਦੇ ਲੀਡਰ ਸਟੀਫਨ ਮੈਂਡਲ ਹੋਣਾ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹੋ 3 ਦਫਾ ਮੇਅਰ ਰਹਿ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਨੇ ਐਡਮਿੰਟਨ ਦੇ। ਸਟੀਫਨ, ਵੈਲਕਮ।
It's a great pleasure to be here. I'd like to say hello to all of your audience and I look forward to our conversation.
In the introduction, I was saying that Alberta Party is going to be, one of the main contenders now in next year's election. Liberal Party was there before, and looks like Alberta Party is taking place of that.
Well, we don't believe we're taking the place of the Liberal Party. We're taking our own place. We believe the Alberta Party offers a platform which is fiscally responsible, socially progressive, but also very inclusive. I mean, one of the really fundamentals of my belief and our team's belief is that we have to be respectful of who we are as a province and make sure that our candidates and our vision is about that ethnicity, the diversity in our province, and how we can make sure that's part of our future.
You've been a very successful mayor for 3 terms, which is not ordinary, and that was really great that you were there. What made you run for provincially? I know you've been in PC for just momentarily with Jim Prentice, minister, and now you have decided to come to Alberta Party. What made you decide that?
Several things, but one of the most important things is to find a balance in our province. I think one of the things that the other two parties, the UCP and the NDP, they don't bring balance. They bring an ideology and a dogma approach to politics. And I think really what's needed in Alberta is to find solutions to problems. I think that's what the Alberta Party is all about. And so when I was looking for an option to become involved with, and I wasn't looking to become the leader, I was looking to become involved with, the Alberta Party had the greatest attraction because it looks at how we can build a better province, making sure it's inclusive, we create opportunity for people, it's business-based, as I'm 40 years in my own business, it's business-based, and try to create opportunity so we have a better tomorrow for all Albertans.
I still remember when you became mayor, Robert Noche was up here and you were here. Just one statement or something, Robert Noche came under and you went up there. You remember that?
Well, politics is a funny business. The wrong word at the wrong time creates a lot of problems. And I'm not sure Robert did or didn't. We had a campaign, a very creative campaign that I think caught the eye of Albertans. But, politics is a funny business, as we all know. At one moment you're on top, the next moment you're down below. So we believe that the Alberta Party is nothing but to grow further up the ladder and to be more and more effective. We have a great group of candidates, and with that kind of great group will be effective in building a better province.
I remember 1993 when, previous mayor of Edmonton, very popular like yourself, Lawrence Decore, big name as yours, he became leader of Liberal Party. And he grabbed, NDP had 16 MLAs at that time, but when Lawrence Decore became leader and he grabbed all 16 seats and 16 more, 32 seats is a big thing. North was divided in Liberal and South was divided in PC. What do you think next year's election is going to bring to, for the community?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, if we could foreshadow what's going to happen, I would guess that we would hopefully be strong in Edmonton. We have a lot of history here. I hope, a reasonably good reputation here. And in Northern Alberta, people know who we are. Southern Alberta, Calgary, we've got 3 MLAs. We've got some incredible candidates in there. And in rural Alberta, we're really attracting some amazing candidates. So we think that we will be able to attract, we hope, support from across the province. But in every election, you never know. It's about how hard we work, and as long as we work hard, rewards will come.
Usually it's presumed that rural ridings and southern Alberta is PC. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that's a bit unfair because we think we'll have policies but also platforms that will be very, very attractive to rural Alberta. And we hope they listen to us. I think in the time I've spent out in rural Alberta, people they want a different choice. They want options. They want to have someone with ideas and a vision, and we will have that. As example, how important crime is to rural Alberta. What do we need to do to help to make sure that their communities are safer? I think there's lots of ideas we will come up with during the campaign that will be attractive to rural Albertans, and we hope to be very, very, very successful. Also, our candidates are very strong, and so they'll help within their own communities.
What's your party's position on carbon tax?
Well, the carbon tax is, one of those things that is a bit frustrating. Originally, we had put forward a position that the carbon tax would stay, but we would take it off of the home heating and business heating, and we've used the money for reducing debt because, as you know, we've got a huge government debt. We have to find ways to deal with it. But in the recent lack of approval of the pipeline, I think Albertans are now frustrated in what that might look like. So I think we have to go back to drawing boards and talk with our people and to see what position is now a much more responsible position, given that the reason we got this tax was because we were told we were going to get a pipeline. We don't have a pipeline. So if we're not going to have one, what does that mean? I would also like to iterate that we would for sure keep a carbon tax on heavy emitters and make sure they maintain some responsibility.
UCP, NDP, and federal government, they're all blaming each other for the pipeline. They are playing games. What's your stand on that? What do you think should be the solution to have the pipeline going?
Well, first of all, the pipeline is one word. There's no S in it, pipelines. Alberta needs more than one pipeline to build a future. The Kinder Morgan pipeline is important, gets built, but we also need to put in place a process and a procedure so that business coming to Alberta and coming to Canada know that if they follow that process, they will be able to get the permits, or they won't be able to get the permits depending on the results. So that one of the first steps need to be done is to make sure that we follow a specific line of support and ways in which we can get First Nation support.
It's sad that it's being held up by politics and people that don't understand the importance of Alberta's oil reaching tidewater. You hear the noise in the background. Tremendous support for this project, as all Albertans need to get behind this, and so do so many people in British Columbia. It is about building a pipeline. You heard everybody in the background. Let's get together. Let's build this pipeline and continue to build a great, strong Alberta.
Make sure we deal with communities so that we don't get in this predicament again. That's what's important. And all we're doing is we're pointing fingers at other groups. And the fact of the matter is it's all a mess. It was a mess when the Conservatives were in power and the Northern Gateway pipeline didn't get approved. And now this particular pipeline, Kinder Morgan, it's not getting approved. And I was very disturbed to hear Prime Minister Trudeau said today that there's a whole bunch of consultation that has to go forward. What does that mean? How long are we going to have to be delayed, and how long are we going to have to wait? I guess the final point I'd make is that Alberta is part of Canada, and we have every right to have access to markets, to be able to sell our products. One of our products is heavy oil. We need to have pipelines to move that product throughout North America as well as to ports around the world. So we need to have access. We deserve that as a member of this country.
Jason Kenney is very anxious to get rid of the debt, but considering the economy that we are going through, Albertans are going through right now, what other choice NDP had instead of just, programs for the social programs, education, healthcare, to invest rather than cut? What's your position on that?
That's a very good point. From our point of view, we believe the NDP government was very frivolous in how they spent the money. They could have been much more conscious. Even recently, the first quarter outlook for their budget showed they're spent $147, almost $150 million more than they budgeted for. The budget's just out. I mean, they can't even keep their budget within the first couple of months. So I think there is a great deal of responsibility in how they handle the money. But we have to be realistic that as a province, we have to deliver education and healthcare and post-secondary education and social service and supports for people and infrastructure. So just to automatically say that we're going to cut the debt and eliminate it over time, over a very short period of time, is going to be very difficult. But we need to be diligent. We need to make sure we spend our money effectively, efficiently, and not get caught up in deciding that we're going to cut something and hurt people. Government's main responsibility is to make sure we take care of Albertans, and that's the Alberta Party will do.
With your political experience and all that, what message would you have for our audience for next year's election, and what your party's message is going to be?
Well, I think our message is going to be pretty simple, is that for Albertans, we want to bring a balance to government. We want to bring responsibility to the government. We want to make sure we're physically able to do the kind of things that are going to make a difference for Alberta. We must have a vision for the future, must make sure our children are well educated and create opportunity for them. This is a province of the great future. And just to be a place which is going to cut is not an answer. But to spend isn't either. We believe the Alberta Party is a balanced party which will be able to deliver the services reasonably in an effective way to all Albertans.